Hello everyone, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate, happy that. Today we are going to be talking about presents.
Whether or not you should give animals as presents.
Yes, so animals as gifts specifically. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's really helpful for this channel. Comment, leave a like. We also have a Patreon. So the Curly Haired Keeper on Patreon, that link is down below with all the other links, and yeah. My name is Abby. Today I have my husband with me.
Hello, my name's Jody.
And we also have Twee joining us on set today because he was awake. What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about the idea of giving animals as gifts.
Yes, so we're going to talk about some pros and some cons about animals as gifts. So let's jump right in.
All right, pros and cons. Our first pro is that animals are oftentimes on sale during the holidays. Like, you can get a good deal if you catch a holiday sale.
Yeah, so animal sales can be great. It offers an opportunity for people to purchase an animal that they may not be able to afford at different times of the year. So that's a huge plus, a huge pro is just the affordability and accessibility of an animal.
I would say the counterpoint to that, the con, is you can kind of fall victim to FOMO, right? If something is a really great deal and you don't want to miss out on it, it can sometimes overshadow the fact that owning an animal is a huge and very long-term commitment.
Yeah, so consideration of not only the investment, the initial money investment, and it's not just the animal, it's the enclosure, it's how you set it up, especially if you're talking about exotics, because you have a very specific way that you need to set them up and parameters that you need to have for them, but also the time commitment, because it's an animal, it's a living, breathing thing that can live for 20-30 years depending on what species you get. Cool, so on to pro number two is you could give the best gifts in the world. They really are, like, a pet as a gift can be an amazing gift. Like, right. No one will forget you ever. Which
is kind of like the I don't know, platonic ideal of giving a pet as a present. Like, I think people picture, you know, the holiday commercials where it's like you open up, you know, a box top and a golden retriever puppy comes out, right? Like, that is a very idyllic picture. But the flip side of that is kind of the idea of making sure everyone who is going to be involved in that animal's life is kind of involved and on board.
So, like, if you get a present for a kid, if you are the parent or the adult that is offering a pet as a gift to a child, ultimately you are the one responsible for the long-term commitment, money investment, time investment to the care of that animal.
It's a great gift for one person, but it involves everybody.
Yeah. Pro number three, you get a very cute little baby animal. Most of the animals that are available around this time of year are babies. You get this cute, adorable little baby animal as a gift, and that's pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah. However, that leads us to con number three. Just like your kid grows up, the animal is also going to grow up.
How dare they?
At some point in the not too distant future, this very cute, tiny little animal is going to grow. It's going to get bigger. At some point, it's going to turn into an adult, and you need to make sure you are ready to commit yourself not only to the baby version of that animal, but to the adult version of that animal.
They're still a part of the family when they get big, when they get old, when they start to, you know, go a little gray around the muzzle, which happens to the best of us.
Pro number four, we are going to be talking about the longevity of this gift. So you're giving a gift, it is something that is going to grow with you and be around for a very long time. It's not something that will hopefully, wind up in a landfill. So it's kind of the opposite of that kind of fast fashion kind of thing that we all fall prey to.
Yeah, I know when I was a kid there was always, you know, stuff that would be like in a stocking stuffer or whatever that is just some ridiculous little trinket, and yeah, it was amusing on Christmas morning, but we didn't keep it that long, right? Yeah. And that, you know, as we get a little bit more environmentally conscious, I think, you know, people understand that buying disposable stuff like that is just is not sustainable.
Yeah.
We can't keep doing it.
And pets are definitely not disposable, and that's one thing to consider, is that can also be a con. Is they are not disposable things. They are living, breathing animals. They provide care, they need care and attention. Again, it's a commitment, so it's not a one-day thing that you get to play with and then you're done with it. You get the chance to play and interact and care for these animals for their entire life. So that can be a huge pro and can also be a huge con. There's a lot of steps that a lot of us kind of miss when we're considering giving an animal as a gift. So some of these things, these pros and cons, are kind of things to consider if you want to give a gift for an animal.
Yeah, the mental checklist to run through.
Yeah. All right, so we do have some alternatives for you if you are really wanting to give a gift of a pet to somebody. That you don't necessarily have to give the actual animal themselves on the day that you want to provide this gift to someone. There's a lot of different ways to go about it.
Yeah, so way number one is you could just get a gift card, right? And that's, I think, a great alternative in the case where someone has not actually met the animal, the animal that they want yet.
Yeah, if you want to give that kind of autonomy of shopping for their animal, gift cards are great. If you know, especially if you know specifically what species the person really, really wants, like there are breeders like Garrett Hurdle at Reach Out Reptiles. They started doing gift cards and they're actually running a gift card special right now. So jump on that if you know that the person is really interested in a reticulated python, especially a dwarf or super dwarf. That's a really great way to go about it.
Yeah, and their gift card special is essentially, you buy a gift card, you get a second smaller gift card for free, which I think is a really great idea in terms of it kind of incentivizes the alternative rather than I have to hand someone a snake on Christmas morning.
Yeah. Other alternatives is, how is this animal going to be housed and cared for? That's a huge investment as well. So kind of talking to the person that you're wanting to gift that animal to, asking them questions about like, oh, you want this species? That's fascinating. How does that species live? Like, what kind of enclosure would you need for it? What kind of lighting and heating? Kind of get really curious about it and get some information about what supplies they'll need and just offer them the supplies as the gift. And then they can go get the animal on their own. Yeah.
And if you don't feel comfortable, like you don't want to let the cat out of the bag, if they say, hey, I'm thinking about getting this kind of animal, there is a lot out there. I think one of the best resources as far as understanding kind of the upfront setup would be Clint at Clint's Reptiles. Upfront cost is one of his kind of 5 review areas that he does on every single animal, and that really kind of talks about what all goes into kind of like day one of owning an animal. That can give you a lot of information on how to get supplies or enclosures.
Yeah, go YouTube Splunky, and Clint is just a delightful human being in general. Yeah. Another
alternative is you don't necessarily have to make it a surprise, right? It can be a gift that the person still knows about. I actually did this a while ago. I gave my mother a hand-raised cockatiel one year for Christmas.
Birdie.
But I didn't, his name was Birdie. When I was a kid, we had a cat named Kitty. Are you seeing the pattern? But I did not give this gift sight unseen, right? Like I called her before and I'm like, hey, I had this idea. Would you like this? And she said, I think I would love that.
One other alternative or even addition to a pet as a gift is a USARK membership.
Yeah, absolutely. USARK is just a vital organization to reptile keepers. There is a lot of proposed legislation that happens on an annual basis that is based in fear, not in knowledge. And USARK does so much to keep the reptile community well informed and also to advocate against changes that are fear-based and would have a negative impact on the animal community.
Yep. They advocate and educate, and they're amazing. So USARK membership is great.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
And then our last alternative is, if you really want to make it a surprise, wrap something else. And then make the going to get the animal, make that a thing that you do together, right? So you can wrap a picture of an animal. You can wrap, get merch or stickers from this person's favorite breeder or
artist. Adeline Robinson does some great work, and she has a bunch of species available. It's really cool, awesome, like well quality vinyl stickers. So yeah, something cute like that I think is a great way to show this person, like, hey, Merry Christmas or Merry whatever, we're gifting you an animal of your choice, and then go pick out that animal together. I think that's especially wonderful for a child, because that's going and picking out the animal that is like yours, that you connect with, is a really special experience. So yeah, I think that's a great alternative. When it comes down to it, if you want to get a pet as a gift, I think is an amazing gift. I think these are just really important points to consider before you follow through with that gift.
Yeah, not a decision to be taken lightly, but if you're really taking the time to think about the person that you're giving the animal to, the animal that you want to gift, and how to do that in the right way, it's a gift of a lifetime.
Yeah, and it's a really great opportunity to delve into a community that is just amazing and supportive. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry everything, and we'll catch you in the next one. Is it morbid that one of our set pieces is a mouse? Pro number two. That was good. We didn't practice that.
Not at all.
That was good.
Well choreographed. We used to be dance teachers together. Did you all know that?
We did.
That's how you can tell when we hit the break together. Okay.
Oh, I thought it's because we were soulmates.
That too.
Pro number three.
Let's do that one more time, because I have it written on my paper as number 4, and we changed the order.
I liked it. That was funny.
But I get stuck in my ways sometimes. All right, let's try.
Don't poop on me, okay?
Really go through.
He's going in.
And there he goes.
See this? Anyway. Personality is
honestly,
wonderful.
I think that's very rude.
You didn't even ask.
Consent, Tweet. Consent is important.
Buddy, no, you're gonna knock the lamps off. Come here. Come here. Destroyer of sets.
Lost track of him for a second. Can't see him behind the gnome.
Yeah, Santa.
There he is.
Santa.
That's a Santa?
Yeah, it's not a gnome.
Oh yeah.
It's Santa.
From the back, he looks like a gnome.
He looks like a Santa.
From the back, he looks like a gnome.
Let us know in the comments whether this is a gnome or this is obviously Santa.
It's obviously a Santa, but from the front.
What's up, everybody?
For those of you who would like to know what it is like living with Abby, it's that trolling all of the time. I'm always thoroughly entertained.